this may be the shortest title, referring to just the title, not the game itself, that I've played since N+. Yet it encompasses the gist of what the game's about. A bug. Exclamation point. Granted, this bug just happens to be special. He's starring in one of the first ever 3D platformers, one that hit the Saturn in the States well over a year before Mario would take to the third dimension. So what does he get for all his pioneering? His girlfriend stolen. Man, bug can't catch a break. So begins his quest to traverse various constructions of platforms suspended apparently in space in an attempt to defeat a boss and then walk across the soundstage to the next level? What is this, Dynamite Heady? No, it is in fact a fairly bug-standard platformer, at least by today's standards. But back in '95, the prospect of moving into the foreground and background of a stage, barring Virtual Boy shenanigans, was pretty darn impressive. And frankly, Bug Exclamation Point has got some tricks up his sleeve that would look right at home in today's games. The use of foreground objects to obfuscate a path, enemies moving between planes to get a better attack, a postmodern sense of self-aware artifice. But mostly it's a green bug, jumping on other insects trying to get to a goal without getting squished. And trust me, dude gets squished, fried, drowned, squashed, and otherwise annihilated pretty regularly. Fortunately, strewn throughout each impressively sized level are 1-ups, gems, and backup cans of bug juice that... Ew, bug juice. That can keep Bug Exclamation Point going throughout the battle ahead. While the controls in early 3D platformers were notoriously finicky, Bug Exclamation Point manages to handle fairly well, mostly by the unabashed use of very narrow walkways. I mean, really narrow. 1 Bug Exclamation Point wide in most cases. It certainly feels restricting, especially when said walkway's boundaries prevent Bug Exclamation Point from making a jump that, to all the world, he should be able to make. That said, the upshot to such a restriction is that you're rarely, if ever, going to get screwed by misjudging the depth of a jump, a right boon in a game where the camera maintains one constant angle, just zooming in or out as Bug Exclamation Point progresses. And in the great tradition of strange action platformers since time immemorial, you've got some downright strange boss battles. How about badmintoning fish back at a Cthulian monstrosity, or catapulting boulders at a weird spiky-tongued thing? Frog, maybe? I don't know. They're all nice little mix-ups in a game that really explored new space in gaming, coming up with some pretty elegant little maneuvers and puzzles that look pretty dated by our standards, though if you look hard enough, you'll certainly see elements of your current favorites in the choreography of floating platforms or the timing of springboard jumps. In fact, you'll probably find Sonic in there somewhere, nudge nudge. So scratch that nostalgic itch, mosquitoes get it, and embrace that period in the industry when innovation was paired with absurdly cocky mascot characters and give Bug Exclamation Point a try. Special thanks to friend of the show, Jeannie and PA, for giving me something else to do with my Saturn.